Yo, you ever went on a first date and just been nervous and you just did everything wrong to the point to where y'all didn't even get a second or a third date? Trust me, I've been in your shoes before. I understand first dates can be real nerve-wracking. So today we're gonna cover 13 things of what not to do. That way when you go on that next date with that nice young lady, y'all actually have a good experience and a good time. Number one mistake, do not talk about your exes, please. She does not care about your exes, man. Once you begin to talk about your exes, what that does to you, number one, it brings up horrible memories. You don't want to relive that. So that puts you in a negative mood, and that energy is going to be obviously transferred into the person in front of you, which is going to be her. And if it's a negative date, she's not going to enjoy that experience. Therefore, she isn't going to come back. That's the first reason of why not to talk about your exes. The second reason, again, she does not care. If you're acting like the victim and you're bringing up exes when she didn't even mention it, what that does is it puts you in a spot to where you look weak, man. Number two, do not overshare on your personal details. Understand, it's a first date. You don't gotta cover your whole life story in that first date. What you wanna do is keep this conversation light. Just talk about, obviously, things to get to know her. But what you want to do is you wanna get her talking a lot more than you're actually talking, because when she's talking, she gets to direct that conversation. And when she's directing the conversation, you know what to talk about, because you're only going to talk about the topics that she's bringing up. Because again, the whole goal of that first date, I'm just looking to make her feel comfortable. That way we can actually get to the second date, and again, further beyond that, to where then I could begin to share a lot more details about my life. But don't overshare personal details. I see that as a mistake day in and day out from myself, my own homeboys, and I've just learned you can learn from me. That way you don't make that same mistake. Number three, have some manners, man. Like when y'all get out the car, open the door for her. When y'all are going inside the restaurant, open the door for her. When y'all are going inside, whatever the venue is, open the door for her. Don't be rude to the staff, the servers, like they're bringing you food. Don't be rude. Give them compliments. Be a joyful person. Just don't be a dickhead. If you can do that, I promise you that'll increase your chances. Just don't be rude. I fell victim to that myself. And again, I've seen other people do it. And what that does is it puts you again in a negative spot, negative mood, and that energy is transferred onto her. Number four, do not check your phone constantly, man. What I want you to do is, look, get on your phone, put it on do not disturb, and put your phone all the way on the other side of wherever y'all are at. And the reason why I say that is because you want to be a conversationalist, man. If you're just constantly checking your phone, in her mind, she's like, wow, like he's not paying me no attention, no mind. I can't even have a conversation with him. This is boring. I don't want to do this again. So again, get off of your phone, put it on do not disturb, put it all the way to the side, and for once in your life, just have a conversation with the person in front of you. Number five, do not dominate the conversation. Kind of going back to what I said earlier. Again, you want her to talk a lot more than you're talking. Number one, again, she gets to direct that conversation. And number two, the more that she opens up, the more she's going to feel like she can trust you. And again, what we're trying to do the first date, we're looking to make her comfortable and make her trust us, as we should, because nowadays men are weird. Unfortunately, men are weird. So you want to make her comfortable. If she can be comfortable, then she can open up to you and you can open up to her, but don't dominate the conversation, man. Make it, again, what you want it to be is about 60-40. 60% is her talking, 40% is you talking. And while you're talking, you're pretty much just asking a bunch of questions, trying to get to know her, and she's gonna ask those questions back to you. That's how you know the interest goes both ways. Number six, do not get physical too soon. And you know what I mean. You know what I mean. In this day and age, like, we want to be seen as cool to our peers, to our friends, right? And the way that we do that is by saying, oh, I did this with her, I did that with her, and trying to impress our homeboys. But in reality, that's not what a man is doing. That's what little boys are doing, right? as a man, again, we're not trying to get physical too soon. I don't even know if I want to get physical with you yet. I'm just trying to get to know you because, again, with us doing the deed, that's spreading a lot of energy. And if you don't have positive energy, I don't want to be attached to that. Because, again, she could give you an STD, a sexually transmitted disease, but also she can give you a spiritually transmitted disease. And that's even worse. So energy is the main focal point. Don't get physical too soon. Don't try to rush into it. Just focus on the person in front of you, have a conversation, and take those wild thoughts out of your head, man. Stop being nasty, bro. Now, number 7. This should be a given. I mean, I shouldn't even have to tell you this, but don't talk about marriage or kids right away, please. It's the first date. Relax. Again, what I'm trying to do is get to know her. You bringing up marriage and kids, that is fast forwarding that conversation 3-4 years down the line. When, again, you don't even know, number one, if she is fully interested in you, and vice versa. In the first date, you shouldn't be fully interested in her either. You're just getting to know her. So don't bring up marriage, kids, all of that extra stuff. Leave it out that conversation. Number 8, do not get drunk. If you drink, control your liquor. If you are smoking, whatever the case is, just learn how to control yourself, man. Because once you get drunk, you begin to have impaired judgment. And then you begin to do things that you wouldn't do if you were sober. Therefore, that can lead to, going back to the other point, physical touch. To where you begin to try to touch her a little too soon. Or you begin to try to get into conversations that she was not ready to have just yet. Do you understand what I'm saying? So again, don't get drunk. Just control your liquor. First date, again, you want to be comfortable. You want her to be comfortable. If you're driving, you especially don't want to be drunk because you want both of you guys to get home safe. And again, that just causes additional issues, man. If you're going to drink, again, control your liquor and drink at a pace to where it is not going to impair your judgment or hurt you physically, mentally, whatever the case is. Next thing is, do not overthink or force a conversation. You know, I went on a date. It was like 3 years ago. I went on a date with this young lady, and I felt like the entire time, it's like I was trying to force answers out of her. Like, it didn't really feel authentic. And you know, if it doesn't feel authentic, then obviously it's just not meant to be. And there's nothing wrong with the young lady. It's just she didn't know how to have a conversation. And I guess I didn't do a great job of getting her comfortable enough to have that conversation. So don't overthink it. Be yourself. Be authentic to you. And second thing is, don't try to force a connection. Do as much as you can, but match that person's energy. If they're only giving this much, you make sure you're only giving this much. Don't give this much, because that's already a bad start to a relationship that is not going to last at all. Trust me when I say that. And the last thing, do not talk about money or expensive dates. The common mistake I see dudes make is they try to flash so much money to the person in front of them way too early. That is not impressive to women. Trust me, I've spoken to multiple women. That is not impressive. All that's going to do is look at you as a bag, and they're going to, of course, do whatever they want you to do, whatever you want them to do, but you know what they're looking for in return. And that's the point I'm trying to get across. Again, flashing money, like Jay-Z said. He said, I see you on Instagram holding money to your ear. There's a disconnect. We don't call that money over here. Same exact thing for you. Don't flash money too early. Be yourself. Be authentic. Flow with the conversation. And follow everything that I said in this YouTube video. And I guarantee you that first date will go smooth. From that point, going on to the second date, sealing the deal, happily ever after. If you like this video, comment, like, subscribe, and you even share your own experiences of a bad date you had in the past too as well. I would appreciate that because I can learn from it. My man, I'm out.